So, original part 1 got kiboshed. Um, Pretty much, I don't know what happened. I just know that the video won't play back. So, I'm redoing it. So, part 1 of the 3-part series is talking about food. This 3-part series consists of food, water, and shelter. So, I've already discussed water. I have the video up. Now we're going to talk about food. So, food I put into 2 different categories. You have emergency rations and gathering. Emergency rations are what we're going to talk about first. But before we get into that, I want to say this. When it comes to the gathering side, be careful what you gather. Because I know I've heard people in the past say, oh, well, I can just go grab mushrooms. No, you can't. Because mushrooms, wild mushrooms, you don't know if they're toxic or not. Even if they look like a safe mushroom, there's still the chance that they are toxic. You might look at it and go, oh, well, that one's, this type of a mushroom. Well, it could look like one. It could look like a, I don't know, let's just say some kind of mushroom that's edible. It could look like an edible mushroom. But the fact of the matter is it could be a toxic mushroom. So, be careful when you're gathering. Because it goes the same for berries, too. There are types of berries out there that are toxic. They can actually make you very sick. So, back to the main portion of the video. So, we're going to start with emergency rations. When I say emergency rations, I normally think of stuff that is non-perishable. Stuff that, it'll last a very long time. This meaning stuff like canned food. Stuff you get at the grocery store, cans of vegetables and fruits, stuff like that. Pretty much dried beans, rice, stuff of that nature. All those things can be used to keep in your bag. Another thing is homemade canned food, meaning stuff you've stored in mason jars that have been pressure sealed and are pickled and stuff like that. You can actually put in your bag as well. Finally, another ration, two types of rations that I normally would keep in mind is, one is what is called an MRE, or a meal ready to eat. Those I keep in my bag because, well, they have a very long shelf life. They're not the greatest to eat, but they're there in case you need food. The other one is jerky. Keeping beef jerky, turkey jerky, whatever kind of jerky you can possibly find. Jerky is jerky. It will be there for you to eat. Granted, it is salty as hell, but down the road, if you think about it, it might be salty, it might dehydrate you a little bit, but as long as you have some kind of water on you, which I discussed in previous video, it will actually help. So, you have all that. That's your emergency stuff. Now going on to the actual gathering stuff. You can gather types of berries, you can gather types of plants too that are all edible. Just be sure to properly identify them beforehand, because certain plants may be unpleasant to eat. Another thing to always keep in your bag, which I always keep in mind, is fishing hooks. Fishing hooks and fishing line. I don't keep a rod in my bag because you can make a rod. All you need is a good stick. Also, another thing I keep in my bag is arrowheads. Because, well, arrows. You can use a bow. I keep broadheads in my mind that are standard broadheads. They're not the fancy ones with the spring-loaded in them, because the spring-loaded ones you really can't reuse. Whereas standard broadheads you can. Also keeping ammunition for certain firearms, it also helps. Like if you have a hunting rifle, keeping spare hunting rifle ammo, which I know right now ammo is not the easiest thing to come by, because there is a shortage of it still, but keeping some spare ammo in your bag also helps, because if you can go out and hunt with a gun, it's going to make things easier for you, but at the same time it could make it harder for you. So keep that in mind. And when I say easier or harder, it makes it easier because you can actually get a further range on your target rather than having only, like, for instance, with a bow, accurately you can shoot up to about 50 yards, where with a rifle you may be able to shoot to 100 yards. So a deer that's standing at 100 yards away, you might be able to shoot, but at that same time, you're also ringing the dinner bell for not only other people who are in a situation that might be worse than you, but to predators. So keep that in mind. Another thing you could do is always do trapping. Set snares, make makeshift traps, or even if you have, like, say, certain types of traps where you can, like beaver traps or bear traps that you can set, they might help as well for multiple purposes. But that's for another video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again next time.